The 1999 D United States 5-cent nickel is one of those coins that most people overlook without hesitation. It's small, silver-colored, and usually thought of as just a simple piece of change to buy a soda or feed a parking meter. But what many people don't realize is that this very coin, struck at the Denver Mint in 1999, has examples that can fetch staggering sums of money. While most are worth only face value, rare specimens of the 1999 D nickel have been sold for anywhere between $25,000 and $110,000. That range alone has made it one of the more surprising stories in modern U.S. coinage, and it's why collectors and treasure hunters alike continue to keep their eyes on this unassuming piece. The obverse of the 1999 D nickel features the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, who won the original design competition for the Jefferson nickel back in 1938. Schlag's portrait of Jefferson had become an American staple by the time 1999 came around, representing one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. On the reverse is the depiction of Jefferson's Virginia home, Monticello, with its neoclassical architecture carefully captured in fine detail. These designs had been minted for decades, yet each year carried its own quirks, production quality, and potential errors. The Denver Mint mark, a small D located to the right of Monticello, identifies where this coin was struck. The 1999 D nickel had an enormous mintage. Millions upon millions were produced for everyday commerce. Because of that, most people assume there's no way a coin like this could be valuable. After all, when billions of nickels are circulating across the United States, why would one be worth tens of thousands? The answer lies in condition, minting errors, and the collector's market. In numismatics, it's never just about how many coins exist. It's about how many exist in the right condition with the right characteristics at the right time. Condition plays a huge role in the story of the 1999 D nickel. Most of these coins were circulated immediately, tossed into cash registers, spent on everyday items, or left to rattle around in pockets and purses. That kind of use leads to scratches, wear, and loss of luster. To find a 1999 D nickel in absolutely pristine condition, graded at the highest levels like MS-67 or MS-68, is incredibly rare. Coins like these, with sharp details, flawless surfaces, and full luster, can send collectors into bidding wars. And it's in those auctions where we've seen the 1999 D nickel climb into the remarkable territory of $25,000 to $110,000. But condition isn't the only factor at play. Minting errors and varieties make the 1999 D nickel particularly fascinating. The U.S. Mint produces coins in high volumes, and mistakes, while rare, do happen. When they do, collectors notice. For the 1999 D nickel, one of the known valuable varieties is the double die error, where parts of the coin, like the date, the lettering, or even Jefferson's profile, appear doubled due to misalignments during the hubbing process. Strong double die nickels are highly sought after, as they take an ordinary design and give it a rare, eye-catching twist. Off-center strikes are another valuable error. In these cases, the coin blank was not perfectly aligned with the dies during striking, leading to part of the design being missing or shifted. The more dramatic the off-center, while still showing the date, the more desirable the coin. There are also rare examples of the 1999 D nickel being struck on the wrong planchet, such as a dime blank. These unusual mistakes create incredible collector interest and can elevate a coin's value well into 5 figures. The story of the 1999 D nickel isn't just about errors and pristine grades. It's also about the timing in coin collecting history. By the late 1990s, coin collecting was seeing a renewed surge of interest, partly due to the excitement surrounding the soon-to-begin 50-state quarters program, which launched in 1999. That new wave of enthusiasm brought fresh attention to modern U.S. coins, and even common circulating issues from the 1990s began to receive a second look. When collectors began chasing down high-grade examples of coins like the 1999 D nickel, the market responded with impressive values. Auction records tell some of the most thrilling parts of this story. When a flawless 1999 D nickel crosses the auction block, the energy is electric. Collectors know just how rare it is to find such a coin, and they're willing to go to great lengths to add it to their collection. Prices climb quickly, sometimes doubling or tripling within minutes of bidding, until the coin sells for tens of thousands of dollars. Those who witness these auctions often walk away with a newfound respect for what might otherwise be seen as just pocket change. It's important to remember that while most 1999 D nickels are only worth face value, the possibility of finding one of these rare, high-value examples continues to inspire collectors and everyday people to check their change more carefully. That's part of the thrill of coin collecting. It's like a treasure hunt where the prize might be sitting unnoticed in a jar of coins or hidden in an old roll from the bank. Every coin has potential, and the 1999 D nickel proves that even something modern and seemingly common can hold incredible worth. The Denver Mint itself has a long history of producing some of the most interesting and collectible coins in U.S. history. Coins with the D Mint mark often carry their own stories of production quirks and subtle differences compared to their Philadelphia counterparts. For the 1999 D nickel, it's those little quirks, combined with extraordinary condition or minting errors, that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. Collectors who focus on Jefferson nickels know the importance of watching out for these special dates and varieties. While some prefer the early years of the series, such as the World War II nickels with their silver content, others are passionate about modern issues like the 1999 D. The idea that a modern coin could be worth as much as $110,000 proves that treasure hunting doesn't just belong to the past. It's alive and well in today's circulating coinage. The 1999 D nickel also serves as a reminder of the value of preservation. Many people overlook nickels because they seem so common, but for those who carefully protect their coins, store them properly, and avoid unnecessary wear, the rewards can be substantial. A coin that might look ordinary to most people can suddenly reveal itself to be extraordinary when placed under the lens of a grading service and evaluated against the strict standards of the hobby. So, the next time you handle a nickel dated 1999 with that small D mint mark, take a moment to examine it closely. Check the details. Look for doubling in the lettering or an unusual strike. Is it perfectly centered? Does it shine with original luster? Could it be one of those rare examples that survived in nearly flawless condition? If so, you might just be holding a coin worth anywhere from $25,000 to $110,000. The 1999 D United States 5-cent nickel is a lesson in looking closer, in appreciating the ordinary, and in realizing that even modern coins can hide remarkable stories and extraordinary value. It reminds us that history, rarity, and condition all come together to transform a simple piece of change into something worth protecting, collecting, and even passing down. And in the world of coin collecting, that kind of discovery is what keeps the hunt alive. The 1991 D Jefferson 5-cent coin, more commonly known as the Jefferson nickel, might not seem remarkable at first glance. To most people, it's just another coin that passed through their hands decades ago and was quickly spent without a second thought. But for collectors who have dedicated their lives to studying American coinage, this particular nickel struck at the Denver Mint in 1991 has revealed itself to be far more intriguing than the average piece of change. Some rare examples of this coin, especially those that exhibit minting errors or survive in exceptionally high grades, have astonished the numismatic world with auction values ranging anywhere from $19,000 to an incredible $150,000. The idea that a coin so young in comparison to centuries-old pieces could achieve such a staggering valuation makes the 1991 D Jefferson nickel one of the most captivating modern treasures hidden in plain sight. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the beloved Buffalo nickel. The design by Felix Schlag featured a dignified left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, with "In God We Trust" inscribed to the left and "Liberty," followed by the date on the right. On the reverse is Jefferson's famous home, Monticello, with its elegant dome and columns standing proudly as a symbol of Jefferson's architectural taste and intellectual legacy. Surrounding Monticello are the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. By 1991, Schlag's design had already been in use for more than 5 decades, and while it had seen subtle adjustments in style and detail over the years, the Jefferson nickel remained one of America's most recognizable coins. The D Mint mark on the 1991 Jefferson nickel signifies its production at the Denver Mint. That year, both the Philadelphia and Denver mints struck millions of nickels, with Denver producing a vast quantity. On the surface, this would make the coin seem ordinary. After all, a coin with a mintage in the hundreds of millions doesn't usually stand out. Yet the fascinating thing about U.S. coins is that it isn't always about how many were made, but about the quality of those that survive and the errors that slipped through the cracks. And in 1991, the Denver Mint produced a number of Jefferson nickels that would go on to become extremely rare and valuable due to precisely those factors. Minting errors are one of the major reasons a Jefferson nickel from 1991 could be worth tens of thousands of dollars today. Error coins are a product of mechanical mishaps or human mistakes during the minting process. These errors are never intentional, but they often go unnoticed until years later when collectors discover them. For the 1991 D nickel, notable errors include off-center strikes, where the coin was not properly aligned in the press, resulting in Jefferson's portrait being shifted to one side with part of the design cut off. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more desirable the coin becomes, especially when the date and mint mark remain visible. Double strikes are another captivating error type. These occur when the coin is struck twice, producing a ghostly overlapping image that collectors find fascinating. Then there are wrong planchet errors, where a nickel design was accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a penny, dime, or even a foreign coin. These mistakes are exceptionally rare and command incredible premiums at auction. A 1991 D Jefferson nickel with such an error can easily cross into five-figure territory, with particularly stunning examples achieving prices upwards of $50,000 or more. Combined with pristine condition, certain spectacular error nickels from this year have fetched as high as $150,000, placing them among the most valuable Jefferson nickels ever discovered. Condition, too, plays a central role in determining value. Most coins from 1991 circulated heavily, accumulating scratches, nicks, and wear from years of use in everyday transactions. But those that were preserved in mint state condition, untouched and flawless, are extremely rare. Coin grading services such as PCGS and NGC use a 70-point scale to determine quality, with MS67 and above being the holy grail for modern coins like the 1991 D nickel. Even a single-point difference can mean thousands of dollars in value. For example, while a mint state 65 coin may be collectible but relatively modest in value, a mint state 67 or 68 example can leap into the tens of thousands. And when combined with a rare striking error, the price can soar into six figures, making it easy to see why a single coin from this year could bring anywhere from $19,000 to $150,000. Collectors are often drawn not just to the monetary value, but to the stories these coins tell. Consider the thought of someone finding a rare 1991 D Jefferson nickel in their change and having no idea of its potential. Stories circulate of roll hunters and casual collectors stumbling upon unusual examples while searching through bank-wrapped rolls of nickels. A coin that seems completely ordinary on the outside might turn out, upon closer inspection, to contain an error or level of preservation that elevates it to an extraordinary rarity. The thrill of discovering a coin that might be worth as much as $150,000 is what drives collectors to continue searching through nickels year after year. The Jefferson nickel itself carries a symbolic weight that makes it particularly appealing to collectors. Thomas Jefferson, one of America's founding fathers and the author of the Declaration of Independence, represents ideals of liberty, democracy, and vision. His Monticello, the reverse design, represents not only his home but also his role as an architect of ideas and institutions. To own a coin bearing his likeness is to own a piece of history. But when that coin is rare and valuable, like the exceptional 1991 D examples, it becomes a treasure, a reminder of the way ordinary objects can carry extraordinary significance. What's particularly fascinating about the 1991 D nickel is how it bridges the world of modern coins with the potential for staggering value. Many people associate rare coins with the 18th and 19th centuries, pieces like early silver dollars or colonial coins. Yet here is a coin from just a few decades ago, struck in the millions, and yet capable of commanding prices between $19,000 and $150,000 under the right circumstances. It challenges our assumptions about what makes something valuable and reminds us that rarity and condition can transform even recent coins into priceless treasures. Auction houses have seen this firsthand. When an extraordinary 1991 D Jefferson nickel comes up for sale, bidding wars often erupt. Collectors eager to secure a rare error or high-grade specimen will battle against one another, driving prices higher and higher. The excitement builds as a coin that once circulated for a mere 5 cents sells for the price of a luxury car or even a small house. These dramatic moments fuel the passion of the collecting community and ensure that the legend of the 1991 Jefferson nickel continues to grow. For the everyday person, the lesson is simple. Never overlook your change. While the odds of finding a rare coin worth 6 figures may be slim, the possibility exists, and countless collectors have made surprising discoveries in the most ordinary places. That small nickel rattling around in a jar, a desk drawer, or a bank roll could be the key to unlocking a story of incredible rarity and value. The 1991 Jefferson nickel is a coin that teaches us about history, rarity, and the fascinating world of collecting. On the surface, it's just another 5-cent piece. But beneath that unassuming exterior lies the potential for breathtaking value, ranging from $19,000 to $150,000, depending on the coin's condition and unique characteristics. It serves as a reminder that treasures don't always come in the form of gold or silver bars. Sometimes they're right there in the coins we spend every day, waiting to be discovered by someone with an eye for detail and a love of history. The 1979 United States Jefferson 5-cent coin, more commonly known as the Jefferson nickel, is one of those pieces of currency that millions of Americans have handled without a second thought. To most people, it was just a nickel, something to drop into a vending machine, use for bus fare, or leave in a jar on the dresser. Yet for coin collectors and those who understand the incredible world of numismatics, this particular coin from 1979 carries with it a story of design, history, rarity, and value that can make jaws drop. While most examples are worth only 5 cents, certain rare versions and era-struck coins from 1979 have stunned the collecting community, with some fetching prices ranging from $48,000 to as much as $310,000. The idea that a coin still young compared to older U.S. issues could be worth such staggering amounts has ignited curiosity and passion for this unassuming nickel. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, its obverse features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. To the left of Jefferson's portrait are the words "In God We Trust," while "Liberty" and the date, 1979, in this case, appear on the right-hand side. On the reverse is Jefferson's home, Monticello, with its neoclassical columns and dome standing as a symbol of Jefferson's architectural vision and intellectual legacy. The inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America frame the design. The 1979 Jefferson nickel came from 3 main mints: Philadelphia, with no mint mark; Denver, bearing a D mint mark; and San Francisco, marked with an S4 proof issues. Billions were struck that year, making it an extremely common coin in circulation. For most people, there was nothing particularly special about it. It looked just like every other Jefferson nickel, and millions of Americans likely carried them in their pockets daily. However, as is often the case in coinage, the rare exceptions, the coins with minting errors, the high-grade uncirculated examples, and the unusual die varieties, are the ones that stand apart and command astronomical values in the collector market. One of the reasons the 1979 Jefferson nickel has become so fascinating lies in the types of minting errors discovered on coins from this year. Coin errors occur when something goes wrong in the minting process, and while most flawed coins are caught and destroyed, some slip through and make their way into circulation. For 1979 nickels, off-center strikes are among the most notable. These coins were not properly aligned in the press, resulting in Jefferson's portrait or Monticello being partially cut off. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Collectors especially value those where the date remains visible, as it verifies the year and adds to its desirability. Another incredible error type is the double strike. These coins were accidentally struck twice, often with the second strike being off-kilter, which produces a distorted or overlapping image. A 1979 Jefferson nickel with a bold double strike can be worth thousands, and in pristine condition, such an error has been valued well into the tens of thousands. Even rarer are coins struck on the wrong planchet. A planchet is the blank metal disc onto which the design is stamped, and when the wrong size or metal is used, the result is a spectacular minting mistake. Examples exist of Jefferson nickels struck on dime or penny planchets, which results in coins that are smaller or lighter than normal, with design elements spilling off the edges. These unusual errors from 1979 have been documented to sell for extraordinary prices, sometimes crossing into the $100,000 range depending on condition. Condition itself is another key factor that turns an ordinary 1979 Jefferson nickel into a treasure. Most nickels circulated heavily, enduring scratches, dings, and wear from years of use. But a coin preserved in pristine condition, known as mint state, can be a rarity in itself. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC assign numerical grades to coins on a 70-point scale, and Jefferson nickels from 1979 graded MS-67 or higher are incredibly scarce. In fact, the leap in value between an MS-66 and an MS-67 coin is astonishing. While a lower-grade example may only fetch a modest premium, a flawless or near-flawless 1979 nickel can bring tens of thousands of dollars. One particular example in top condition combined with a dramatic error sold for more than $48,000. And in the rarest cases, coins have crossed the six-figure mark, with top-end sales reaching up to $310,000. These numbers are difficult to believe when you consider that the coin's face value is only 5 cents. Yet that is the magic of numismatics, where rarity, condition, history, and demand intersect to create staggering valuations. For collectors, owning such a coin is not just about the money. It's about holding a tangible piece of history that also carries with it a sense of discovery, rarity, and uniqueness. A 1979 Jefferson nickel with extraordinary value is more than just a piece of metal. It's a story, a prize, and a symbol of how something ordinary can become extraordinary under the right circumstances. To fully appreciate why a Jefferson nickel from 1979 can command prices as high as $310,000, it's important to understand its place in the broader story of American coinage. The Jefferson nickel had already been in production for over 4 decades by 1979, with Schlag's original design remaining largely unchanged. This long run makes the nickel a symbol of consistency, but also of nostalgia. Collectors see in these coins the stability of American currency during the mid-20th century. Yet, because billions were minted, only the rarest versions from this era truly stand out, making them all the more desirable when found. The cultural context of 1979 adds another layer of intrigue. America was experiencing economic challenges, with inflation affecting the value of money. Coins that were once made of silver decades earlier were long gone from circulation, replaced by base metals like copper and nickel. To many, coins in 1979 represented stability in daily life, even as the economy shifted around them. The Jefferson nickel, unchanged for decades, was a small but constant presence in the pockets of millions of Americans. That sense of continuity makes rare high-value finds from 1979 even more compelling, as they connect everyday life with extraordinary possibility. Collectors and auction houses often highlight the excitement of uncovering rare 1979 Jefferson nickels. Stories circulate of coin roll hunters finding unusual errors in bank rolls, or families discovering pristine proof coins tucked away in old collections. When such coins come to auction, the bidding wars can be intense. The moment when a 5-cent coin ignites competition that drives its price past $50,000, and in rare cases beyond $300,000, is unforgettable. It's these dramatic results that keep collectors and enthusiasts excited, always searching for the next hidden gem. The symbolism of Jefferson himself cannot be overlooked. As one of America's founding fathers, author of the Declaration of Independence, and 3rd President of the United States, Jefferson embodies ideals of liberty, democracy, and vision. His face on the nickel is a daily reminder of those values, and coins that carry his image, especially those made rare by error, condition, or chance, become treasures that connect collectors not only to history, but also to the ideals Jefferson stood for. A 1979 Jefferson nickel worth up to $310,000 is therefore not just a rare object, but a bridge between the past, the present, and the incredible stories coins can tell. For the casual observer, the idea that a nickel could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house may seem unbelievable. Yet, in the world of coin collecting, this is exactly the case. Every coin has a story, And the 1979 Jefferson nickel proves that even the most common and overlooked pieces of change can hide extraordinary value. Whether it's an error coin struck off-center, a proof coin in perfect condition, or a rare high-grade specimen, the potential for a nickel from this year to be worth between $48,000 and $310,000 continues to astonish and inspire. The lesson of the 1979 Jefferson nickel is clear. Always pay attention to your change. What may look like just another coin could, under the right circumstances, be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. For collectors, it is a reminder of why they search tirelessly, and for everyone else, it is a symbol of the hidden treasures waiting to be uncovered in the most unexpected places.